welcome to Holly's Racing Fantasy. This is your hotspot for weekly NASCAR Cup Series race recaps, latest news, and of course, fantasy picks for the upcoming race. And now, here's your host and the voice of Holly's Racing Fantasy.
It's a me.
It's a you.
It is. I love that moment while the intro is going, and I'm just sitting here thinking of things.
Oh, yeah, what are you thinking of?
I don't know. I'm just. My mind is a blank. I stay calm. I'm at peace. I'm calm. I'm ready to go.
Are you really?
I am.
I'm never calm.
I was gonna say, how do you feel right before the show starts?
I feel like burping and pooping my pants.
You do not.
Wow.
Do you really?
No.
You've played on New York City
stomach...
stages.
I know.
In your youth.
Yes.
So I can't believe that you get nervous.
No, not really nervous. You know what? I get more nervous about the technical end of it than I do like the show.
I bet.
I'm fine talking and doing all that stuff.
Okay, that's good.
You know,
like when I used to do shows, like plays and theater. I used to do musical theater. Who could guess? You can't tell that I used to be musical theater, right?
You talk with your hands.
Right. And I would never be nervous, and the whole show and rehearsals and everything. And then when everybody would set on when you get on the stage and you'd be behind the scrim, and then all of a sudden I'd get wicked nervous and be like, oh my God, I can't do this.
Right.
And then I would just for 10 seconds, and then I'd be fine.
Right.
It's very weird.
Well,
and then my mouth get dried up and everything because I feel like a fraud in my own life. I feel like a phony that I'm like, someday people are going to realize that I don't know anything about NASCAR.
There you go.
Even though I do.
Confidence.
But I know, isn't that horrible?
Well, you know what?
I have no confidence whatsoever.
Used to, I should have been in Broadway because,
you
if you could sing like this, you're all set. I don't care what you're singing.
You're exactly right.
They'll think you have an awesome voice.
Whine and say what's going on.
Yes. Exactly.
That's from Les Mis.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I know.
I know.
I don't know.
I do hear that fan running back there.
You don't.
I do.
Should I run and unplug it?
You know what?
Okay, everybody. I'm going to run out. Okay,
Take
John.
two.
John, go ahead and talk about something.
All right. I'll take let's see here what we could talk about. Let's talk about Holly's going to turn off the fan, and I'm going to talk about Broadway like we were just talking. She should be back in 2 seconds. And guess what Holly's first Broadway show was that she went to go see on Broadway? Does anybody know?
Oh, I heard on Broadway.
What was your first Broadway show you saw on Broadway?
I've only seen one.
I know.
But I'd like to know what everybody else has seen.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at the live chat, maybe.
Well, guess what you saw?
I saw Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
That was your first show.
That was my first and only live Broadway show.
Yep.
But I've seen a lot of off-Broadway. I even used to go to high school productions because I just enjoy live theater. Yeah. I really do.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm 50 now. I need to go and just do the things.
50. I need to go see a Broadway
I'm 50
show.
years old.
I need to see a Broadway show.
I need to see a Broadway show.
Yeah, I do.
I just don't care. It doesn't even have to be Broadway, man. I just need to.
Well, I mean.
Well, that's
you never know. Then
you
know.
never know, and then that's usually how most things happen.
Yeah. So what are we? We're small talking.
We
here.
went to Greensboro last week.
We went to Greensboro,
North Carolina.
Yep.
Beautiful area.
Yeah.
Artsy, peaceful.
Yeah.
It's not as crazy as Wilmington.
No.
A very lovely place. I have a friend, Courtney, who lives there.
Yeah.
And she has a beautiful house, and
we had a wonderful time. Greensboro is a very cool city.
It really is.
We're exploring all of North Carolina.
If you're ever going to move to North Carolina, don't move to Wilmington because it's nuts.
It's not what it used to be.
Not what it used to be, but move to Greensboro instead.
Yeah, Greensboro's a really nice, cool artsy city, and we had a good time. We had good Italian. We had some delicious Italian takeout.
We did.
Give them a shout. Ciao
Italian.
Ciao Italian.
I should have brought the little menu in here.
I know, that's all right. But listen.
We'll go back again.
You know how we knew it was going to be good? Because it was right next door to a beautiful golf course.
Yes.
And people who can pay for high-end golf, they're not eating crap.
No.
They're not. And if you're going to be a restaurant near a golf course and attract.
You have to be good.
You've got to be good.
Yes.
So we knew. We're like, all right, let's eat there. I said that. I called that.
You did call that.
Yeah. And I just
said. Then we knew it was extra good because not only did they have gluten-free pasta that you could put into the Italian dishes, they had gluten-free pizza.
They did.
Crazy.
A big gluten-free
big
pizza.
Size. Usually go to Domino's, I end up with a little gluten-free pizza.
And their chicken wings.
Oh, the chicken wings.
Oh, forget it, because we don't get really good wings down here.
No, you do not get good chicken wings in Wilmington at all. You have to make them yourself.
They were amazing. And then I didn't know, because my son likes chicken wings, but he doesn't like them hot.
Well, he likes it, but then he likes
them, but he's like,
this is hot.
I'm like, Jack, you want to stop? No.
So yeah.
So basically, what we did was we got this. They let you get the sauce on the side. And
Yeah,
they
you
gave
get
like
plain,
a big thing of plain sauce.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got the best of both worlds.
The best of all worlds. It was a lot of fun. It was hot, but it was
so
fun.
It was hot. I think it was hot everywhere last weekend, though.
It was hot everywhere last weekend.
Yeah.
It's chilly now. It's going to be hot again next week.
Yeah.
What are we watching, John?
What are we watching? We are watching.
We didn't last week. John did a lot of video gaming, and I read. I finished the second book in the Silo series.
I finished the video game Stray.
And you finished it, which was very
You're
cool.
a cat. You're literally a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, my brother introduced me to that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very cool game. I did finish it. I loved it.
You wouldn't think that it would be such a cool game.
It was fun. It was like
fun
the end
to
of the
watch.
world, apocalypse type stuff. You're a cat. Did I say that right? Apocalypse?
No, you did. Apocalyptic, apocalypse, either one.
Apocalypse, yeah. And just, you know me.
Yeah.
And you're a cat, and your friends are robots. And
It's really cute.
You're living underground. You're trying to get everyone to open up it's just a cool, fun game.
You Sandwich boys are really good at video games.
We are, all of us.
It's really, well, I don't know if Justin is or not. Is he?
I think he is.
Yeah. Well,
my brother's really good.
Well,
Jason?
you and Jason are like crazy. Like, I don't even know how you guys play the games you play. Yeah. I have never even jumped okay, Atari. Maybe when
you jumped ET.
Everybody jumped ET.
Yeah.
But I jumped Adventure. Everybody probably jumps Adventure.
You're just a block going around.
I loved that game. But I'm not smart enough to figure out where to go. I'm like, forget it.
Well, sometimes you need it.
And Jack is really good at video games.
Jack is very good too.
It must be a Sandwich thing.
Yeah.
So we didn't watch much except for over the weekend and like this week. For some reason we watched a couple of 80s movies.
Yes.
Okay. We watched the old original Highlander, which is one of my favorite movies. I know it's cheesy and ridiculous.
There can be.
Christopher Lambert. Okay. And Sean Connery. Come on. It is and Clancy Brown. I mean, how can you go wrong?
I saw it a long time ago. Like, you made me watch it a long time ago,
I did.
But then I forget everything I see.
Because it's been one of my favorite movies you forget everything you see, which is great.
We saw it in 4K. So it was like, if you watch something in 4K, it's like a new experience.
It is. It was.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Not every 4K movie, but this one, most of them are.
Yes.
And it was great in 4K.
It was. And we're going to watch the Highlander 2, the
Highlander 2. Yes. Yes.
And John, what did we watch this weekend? A couple nights ago.
For
no reason, we just put it on because we were having a debate about the ending.
Yes, we were having a debate about the ending, and we were watching Army of Darkness, which is like the third movie of the Evil Dead series, the original.
Yes. Okay. Yes, because I read this article, and you know what? Spoilers ahead if you don't want to know how I was reading this article about Army of Darkness, how they talked about. And I promise you, we're going to get to NASCAR in just like 2 minutes.
This is our small talk.
This is our small talk.
Yep.
I was reading an article where it said that the original ending for Army of Darkness was that Ash takes too many drops of the potion that's supposed to get him back into present day. He takes too many drops and he ends up way ahead in the future in this post-apocalyptic red sky, and he's like screaming at the sky because he went too far ahead.
Right.
And it was very depressed. And that's the version that I saw the first time I saw Army of Darkness.
I think this is what I made you watch.
Right. And I said to you, and then so I've been reading that's actually an alternate ending. And that was in the UK. And people hated it.
Yeah.
So they had the other ending that was in the US, which I had never seen.
Right.
Because all these years I've been traumatized by the end of Army of Darkness with Bruce Campbell staring up and screaming at the sky.
So I made you watch the new one.
So I hope that this is the right one. And it was the right instead one. Of just skipping ahead to the end to see how it was, we watched the whole thing.
It was 4K too.
That was 4K too. So campy, so fun. Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi, right?
Yeah, Sam Raimi.
They're so much fun.
The use of stop animation in those films back in the day.
I tell you should watch. Some parts are gross, but they're like so over the top, fake gross that it's like hilarious.
Absolutely,
it
totally.
Is. So we had a good time watching that.
Yes, we did.
And we like started a little bit of Flash Gordon.
A little bit. You fell asleep.
I did.
Well, I'm going to make her watch it.
I probably watched that movie when I was
we were kids. That was
kids for us is a long time ago.
Yeah, and we're 80s kids.
We are.
And We're 70s little kids, but we're kind of like getting to our teens, like 80s kids.
And when you speak for yourself, Ms. B, I was still in my,
You were like 30
I was
in
in
1982.
teens until a little bit later into the 80s. I ain't that old.
Let's just say she's robbing the cradle. Big time.
I am, I don't know about big time, but it is a little cradle robbery here.
It is. That's what's going on.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. but I'm going to make her watch Flash Gordon. Yeah. And we started 1923.
We did start because we don't like to watch series that you have to wait every week for because we're stupidly impatient.
Yeah.
And we want to just bang it all out.
Yep.
So, that's...
Wait a minute. What are you talking about? Sorry.
So we waited until the finale came out.
Yes.
And then we started watching 1923. I think we're like the third episode we finished.
Third episode. Good
which is
so
very
far.
good.
Very good and depressing.
Very good and depressing.
Very good and depressing.
So, and we're still trying to watch The Chosen because we need to get really reverent here. Okay.
Yeah, we're
like Easter is in like less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we're still poking
Nothing
around.
says Easter like the army of darkness.
I know. I know.
I know. But hey, we're almost done with season 1.
Bad host.
Of The Chosen.
Remember Arsenio Hall used to say that? Bad host.
Yeah.
When he'd say something. Arsenio
Halls.
Okay.
Very funny.
Okay, small talk is over.
Small talk's over.
We're gonna talk about we finally set up Buy Me a Coffee.
We did, and I just forgot to add the graphic.
You didn't.
I did, but you know what? Keep talking about it.
Okay, I'll keep talking about it.
Keep talking about it.
We finally. It takes us 1,000 years to set anything up because something happens to us.
Yes.
Where they're like, oh, this doesn't work like it works for everybody else.
No, of course
it's not going to work that way for you. If you're setting up a Buy Me a Coffee, you've got to go to 5,000 things and go through your old Stripe account that I had from 10 years ago and revive that and verify that. And then, I guess we didn't even need that to begin with.
No, we didn't.
And we need your Facebook handle. Oh, I don't even have a Facebook handle. Oh, we're kicking you onto Facebook because you don't. It was an absolute.
An hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
No, I'm not joking. An hour and a half.
But now we do at least have a nice Facebook handle.
And I'm going to bring it up here too.
And I am on Stripe again.
Yeah, you are.
And, so you got it up there?
And the links are going to be down below. Yeah, I'm going to bring up the.
All right. So Buy Me a Coffee is like, a little, you can buy me $5, buy us a coffee, whatever. You can change it
we
to
do drink coffee too.
We do.
So if you don't feel
change it to buy me a pizza or buy me a beer.
Yeah. We're coffee drinkers.
Yeah. I can't drink
But I have the graphics up.
Okay. So if you want, feel free. I mean, you don't have to.
No.
But
if you go on the link, there's a link at the top that says shop. Yes.
And this is where you could buy our magnet.
That's where you buy the magnet.
You buy the car magnet.
$10.
Free shipping.
Free shipping.
We'll ship it to you
for free. $10.
$10. And you put it, what do I say? You put it on your car.
Yeah.
Or you could put it on your fridge.
Your kegerator. If you're a kegerator. You could put it
on your kegerator.
Your homemade R2D2.
Your homemade TARDIS.
Your homemade TARDIS.
Whatever you want to put it on.
Anything that it can go on metal.
It can.
Because sometimes your cars now aren't. We had to find a spot on our car.
I had to find a spot on my Nissan because it was plastic. My bumper is plastic.
Yeah.
Man, I used to have like a 73 Camaro and that whole thing was so heavy.
Heavy, man.
Heavy metal, man.
It was heavy.
Boy, they don't make cars like they used to.
No.
I'm going to tell you that much.
They
right
don't.
Now.
They
really
don't. Though our car did pass inspection today.
Hooray.
Yay.
Thank God.
One thing going right.
Yeah. So buy a magnet if you want. I'd love it.
Yeah.
Or tell people.
You got it right on your microphone. Right there. It's right there.
That's my magnet.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's really cool. It is cool.
Yeah. Put it on your fridge. Whatever.
Put it on your camper.
Put it on your camper.
Your RV.
That's what we gave to our friend Courtney in Greensboro. We gave her one to put on her camper. She got one. She got one for her camper.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Seriously.
Yeah. Anyways,
pass it around.
That's our shameless.
Or just tell someone you know to go buy one.
So the link, the Buy Me a Coffee link is below.
Yeah, and there's
in
no
the
pressure.
description.
There's no pressure.
And
You
no
know
pressure.
us. There's no pressure.
No. And we're gonna get more stuff too.
We are.
But now
we are.
Yeah.
I want HRF.
mugs.
I want coffee mugs.
Yeah.
And I want a polo shirt. I want a shirt so I don't have to think about what I'm going to wear every week.
Yeah.
I want like 3 shirts that I could rotate between so I don't have to think about what to wear.
Right. And I have my NASCAR shirt, which is like really nice.
I know.
But it looks like I work for NASCAR.
It kind of does.
Like I went to the Publix to get subs one time and people were like, do you work at NASCAR?
Right. They were like, oh, Mr. Fancy.
Oh, Mr. NASCAR is visiting us.
Mr. Hot Rod. Oh. Boy, we're full of piss and vinegar tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right phrase. That could mean.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure. Alexa, what does it mean to be full of piss and vinegar?
Full of piss and vinegar is an adjective meaning exuberant or enthusiastic.
No, that's right. Exuberant, enthusiastic.
Brazen.
All right,
brazen.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's get into it.
let's get going.
Let's get going.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody.
Sorry. You're here to hang. We're here to hang.
Yeah, you're here to have
You're
fun.
part of our lives.
What do I always say? You
love
come
you.
for the fantasy and you stay for the fun.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, the race winner,
Is
Denny Hamlin. Two
And
in
of
a row.
course, we have some affiliate links
Affiliate links again.
to support us again.
I don't know how I feel about it because it
I
was
know.
almost Ryan Blaney.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah.
Dennis Hamlin. Is his real name Dennis?
I don't
do you think?
know. Probably not.
You think it's really Denny?
Does he look like a dentist?
Yes.
Maybe he is.
Because I worked with a guy named Dennis Anderson
And they
when I
called
was working at the movie theater,
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted to be called Dennis.
Okay.
And I had an obnoxious friend named Shane
Mm-hmm.
who would say, "Hey, Denny," and he'd say, "Don't call me Denny." And needless to say,
Denny's cooler.
Shane got punched by Dennis at school
I don't have a sound.
because Shane yelled across the cafeteria, "Hey, Denny."
Uh-huh.
So
There you
Shane
go.
was always getting beat up though.
I don't know why.
I don't either. But so he does kind of look like a Dennis.
Uh-huh.
But Denny Hamlin, either way, he won the race.
Yeah.
And you know what? Let me run down how it all came about.
Okay.
Now, William Byron,
Oh,
it was almost, I'll get into this later too, but William Byron led 1,001 laps.
It was almost
Not really.
his.
He led 243 laps.
yes. But the odds of the ones who lead the most never win.
Yes,
at
they
Darlington.
said anyone who has won stage 1 and 2 and led the most laps at Darlington, they rarely, I don't know, I think they said that they have never won the race.
No, they've never won
They
the race.
finish, and they usually don't finish any better than 4th.
Yeah.
And the majority of them finished 20th.
So technically, he did break a record by coming in. He came in second.
He came in second.
Yeah.
So technically he broke a record.
Yeah.
But that's what Larry Mack said during
Yeah.
the race.
Okay.
So Denny Hamlin won. William Byron did come in second. Christopher Bell was third. Okay, and don't
Usual
forget,
suspects.
Don't forget, brilliant pick, Denny Hamlin. Brilliant pick, William Byron. Was Christopher Bell my honorable mention this week?
I think he was.
I think he was.
Yeah. He was.
Tyler Reddick was fourth. I didn't really have him on my radar, and he I don't even know how he ended up fourth. Poor Ryan Blaney was fifth.
Yeah.
Chris Boucher was sixth. I like what I'm seeing for the Bouche.
Yeah.
Ross Chastain was seventh.
Yeah.
Chase Elliott, another one of my picks, was eighth.
Yeah.
Ty Gibbs was ninth, and Kyle Busch was 10th.
Not
They
bad.
didn't say much about Kyle Busch this week.
No.
But you know what? They didn't say much about anybody this week.
No.
And this is one of the big to-dos going around,
Yeah.
is that about Fox's coverage of the races.
It hasn't been the best this year.
And they're saying, because people, who's people? I don't know.
People.
You know, they are saying, all they showed was William Byron going around and around. And I remember several times you and I were like, oh my God, this is boring.
Yeah.
And even at one point, my mom texted me, she was like, Jimmy cracked corn, man.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I know.
And I don't care.
And I don't care.
Yeah.
Now, if you remember from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, when he's on the train with the old hobo and they're singing, they're singing all the, and they're singing all the songs. And at first,
And they're all
Pee-wee's,
excited. Pee-wee's
he's all
singing
excited.
along.
He's singing along. And then at the end, finally, the old man, Pee-wee's sitting there like this. And the old man's like, Jamie cracked corn and I don't care. And Pee-wee finally jumps off the train because he can't stand it anymore.
Yeah.
So that was the thing my mom and I adopted, just to say Jimmy cracked corn when
Right.
something is like unbelievably lasting longer than it needs to.
Lasting longer than it really needs to.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what it was like.
Yeah.
And I've got a little bit of article here that people are saying, then why is Fox not showing other battles that are going on? Because yes, William Byron is in the front,
Yeah.
but there's all kinds of things going on back there.
Yeah. There is.
And
Especially
nobody
at
talked
Darlington.
about it. And Richard Petty, the King, called that out too.
Oh, he did.
He did. He said something about how, we have to watch it on TV. And okay, the really big deal is when I'm sitting here and I see what I see on TV and the race is really going on back about 15th or 20th.
Yeah.
Them guys are driving their fanny off every lap.
Right.
And they're really racing hard.
Right.
But you can't see that on TV.
No.
And,
I mean, come on. It's like, especially it's a track that you can't pass easily.
right.
So you're not going to see like someone taking first all the time.
Right. They're not
It's
going to
never
go.
gonna
It's
happen.
not going to lead change.
No,
You're not going to.
It's not going to happen as you
apparently.
can see. It didn't.
Right. So,
So a
wanna
lot
see
of
what's
the
going on
battles
back
are
there.
going on in the middle and the back.
Yes, which
Yeah.
I think that there was
Yeah.
some Ryan Blaney battles. There was some like Bubba and Reddick, and all of them were back there.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm trying
know.
to scan this article because sometimes people write articles that are way too long.
Yeah, because they're just trying to get you to read.
Yeah.
And read.
Okay.
And read.
In stage 2, because I wondered what happened to
Read.
Bubba Wallace because Bubba was running up front.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden he wasn't.
And then they didn't talk about
They
it.
didn't talk about it because, by that time I'm like reading because I'm so bored.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to read a little bit. So
Bubba didn't do it.
Tyler Reddick and Kyle Larson, they were fighting it out.
Yeah.
And then Joey Logano came from nowhere. Where
Yeah.
did that come from?
Yeah.
But we just saw loop after loop of the 24,
Yeah.
which I mean, fantastic. That's
Yeah.
great. I love your vintage paint job.
Right.
But, and the flames on the car. But it just said people are saying that they're having more of an experience going live to the race because you can see more.
Right.
It's very weird.
Yeah. I don't
And
know.
everybody's getting annoyed with the announcers. Everybody's
Yeah.
like, oh, Mike Joy is boring. And now
Yeah.
Clint Boyer, who everybody used to like his intensity, now it's annoying.
Right.
And
And then
they're-
you'll hear Mike Joe, he'll get like that overexcitement over like, oh, sorry, that was
Yes.
nothing. Like it's
Yeah.
like, oh, we have a, no, not a turn. And
right.
not-
Oh, someone's spinning. And no, they're not.
no, oh, they're not. They,
I know.
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
bag. That's a bag. That's a Food Line bag on the track.
That's a Food City bag.
That's a Food City bag.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not busting on Fox. I know
No.
it's hard.
I like
But
all
then you
three of
wonder,
them, but-
did they like reduce their camera staff? Did they say, hey, we got to make some cuts and now you're only gonna have 2 views? Or
Yeah.
are they just like whatever, Bjorn Borg, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bjorn Borg.
There's only
That's a tennis player.
I know.
Yeah.
Are they? Shut up.
Yeah.
I don't know. How many more races? Fox does not have many more races.
Yeah, they don't.
They have Bristol,
Yep.
then they're off for Easter. Then they have Talladega, Texas, Kansas, and the All-Star race in North Wilkesboro.
Wow.
Then that's it.
Then that's it.
May 25th, we go to Prime, baby.
Yeah.
And we get Trevor Bain and Carl Edwards.
Yeah.
So, well,
I'm excited
not in the
about that.
booth, but
Yeah.
I'm excited about that too. And we get, Adam Alexander.
Like I used to be sad when Fox would go off the air.
I
was
did
like,
too.
"Meh,
I did too.
Yeah.
aw.
Fox is going off the air.
Right.
Right. That's just how
Right.
you just
But you
feel-
know what?
I
I'm
don't
looking
know.
forward to NBC because of Lee Diffie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. He makes it more interesting, right?
He does.
Hey.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Croc.
So we'll see. I'm
Crikey.
Crikey.
Crikey. That's a caw.
Oh my God. What was that from? Who said
Crikey. Was that on Koala Brothers, like in Disney or
maybe?
something? Koala? Remember them guys?
Probably.
Crikey's going to go up in a plane. And they had like flying koala. They had like flying
They're
planes.
the Koala Brothers.
Yeah.
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 So okay. Let's talk a little bit about Ryan Blaney. Wow.
Okay.
I thought this show was gonna end early.
No, we're going to go. We're taking it. This is a relaxed show.
Taking it to the streets.
Yeah, we're taking it to the.
I feel very musical tonight.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
So Ryan Blaney drove up through the field and he passed William Byron.
Which nobody does.
And Ryan Blaney's car looked so good. I
Yeah.
thought,
Yeah.
he's got this.
Yeah.
He's got this race. And then what happened, John? What was a handful of laps to go?
Yep.
All of a sudden, okay, again, because of Fox's beautiful coverage,
Yes.
all I saw was
Someone went spinning.
Kyle Larson went spinning and hit the wall. Now,
the
don't
second
forget,
time.
Kyle Larson spun out like in the 5th lap
Yeah.
and had to go back to the garage.
Yeah.
So Kyle Larson was like 161 laps down.
Yeah.
But he did come back out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, what happened? Oh, maybe it's because his car wasn't patched. I mean, it's falling apart or whatever. He hits
Yeah.
the wall. Caution comes out. And on the restart,
Mm-hmm.
Denny, I'm actually impressed with his restarts this year. Wow.
Yeah.
Had a good restart.
He did.
And Denny Hamlin just got out there.
You did.
And that's how he won.
Yeah.
Not like he was leading all day. And in fact, at the beginning of the race, my mom was like, geez, I shouldn't have picked Denny Hamlin. 'Cause
Right.
He was not doing that great. But
And
either
everybody
way,
picked him.
he got his way up there.
Yeah.
And so then you see later that, again, thanks, Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Much later, you see that Bubba actually got into Kyle Larson.
Yeah.
And
But why?
Because Tyler Reddick brushed the wall.
Yep.
He was in front of Larson. When Reddick hit the wall, Larson checked up and Bubba just ran into him.
Yep.
Because I thought,
Or wasn't he brake checked?
brake checked. Who?
I thought Larson brake checked Bubba, and that's why he hit him.
Well,
because of the wall. And because of
he
that.
checked
yeah,
up.
He checked up.
That's what it means. That's when it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I said.
You said checked up?
Yeah, the same thing.
All right. Well,
Yeah, it's the same thing.
hey, I'm here to observe.
No, that's okay. Yeah, because he hit the brakes unexpected,
Yeah.
And Bubba's like not. I don't know if Bubba's not paying attention or.
Are you
Bubba's,
sure, Johnny? I'm just your Ed McMahon.
So Bubba hits him, and then he was fine.
Yeah.
So now one could say, did Bubba hit him to give Denny that opportunity? Which it's possible, but I doubt it because you don't
think so.
know that Denny's going to have an opportunity.
No.
And the only thing that makes me not think it is like Bubba Wallace and Ryan Blaney are like best friends.
Yeah.
And after the
He
race,
wouldn't do that to him.
Bubba actually went up to Blaney. I saw a little footage and he kind of like grabbed him by the neck in the middle of his interview and he like leaned in and he was like whispering and kind of half hugging him. And,
Okay.
so I think he felt really bad. I don't know what who whispered, but he probably said something like, I'm an asshole and sorry about
I'll buy a bottle of whiskey.
Right.
Ryan
Which
Blaney went,
he has before. And I think Michael Jordan was razzing on Blaney a little bit. And then Blaney was like, well, yeah, because you're a driver. So whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And there's not a lot out there about it this week.
No.
Or I don't know. Maybe I've just been so crazy this week at work that I didn't see a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's debatable.
Yeah.
If it was anybody else, I would say it was probably intentional.
Yeah.
But being Blaney, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think Bubba.
Well,
Bubba doesn't do it. How about Bubba didn't do it?
Have y'all seen Dark Knight of the Scarecrow?
That's what,
From the 80s. I think it was like 82. It was on CBS.
80s CBS horror.
Horror movie.
Nothing like it.
Bubba didn't tonight. Wait, you gotta do it.
Tonight on CBS.
Bubba
Bubba didn't do it. Watch Dark Knight of the Scarecrow.
Right.
Right after Cagney and Lacey.
Oh, God.
Right? Those are whole 80s shows and
Yes.
stuff.
Or Simon
Yes.
and Simon. Tonight on CBS.
Exactly.
We get it here.
There was something like they like
oh, I forget.
for like their sports when they would show like the NCAA.
We've got our
tournament.
eye on you.
Yeah.
Our eyes on you. That's entertainment.
Or something. They always had like a slogan.
They did. I can't even
I wish
take-
I could get a job impersonating the guy from CBS
I wish
from
you,
the 80s.
Oh my God. You could
How
get-
are you?
You need to get voiceover.
Nice on CBS.
So that was that.
Bubba can't go. In constipation of the Scarecrow.
So that's why we say Bubba didn't do it.
That's why I say Bubba didn't do it.
Join in our fun. Okay, let's move on. Okay, wait.
Okay.
One last thing before we go on to NASCAR news.
Okay.
If you or someone you know suffers from a gambling addiction and you would like help to stop gambling, stop blowing your money away, don't do it. Get help. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I can't stop.
That's 1-800
Nope.
GAMB
Not gonna do it.
LER.
Bubba didn't do it. I ain't gonna do it.
I know. I just have to throw that out there.
You got to do what you got to do.
I do. Okay, let's go to NASCAR news.
NASCAR news?
Yeah.
All right. I like it.
Okay. In the race this week, I try to look and see the race lineup to see who's racing. This week,
Okay.
Corey LaJoy will be racing this week. He will be in the 01 and racing for Rick Ware Racing.
Rick Ware.
Speaking of Rick Ware, Legacy Motor Club has been granted a temporary restraining order against them as they pursue legal action over the sale of the charter, which we told you about last week.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, what are they afraid that Rick Ware is going to come over and bang on the Legacy Motor Club trailer and like start throwing fists? And
He's going to show up with a chainsaw in his arm
I'm like, what?
Like
a
Ash?
restraining order?
and
But
cut,
okay.
cut the door down. Like, I mean, right. What is
Right,
it? They're scared
'cause
of Rick
you
Ware.
can see what my life
Tonight
is.
on CBS, Rick Ware
So what you can tell what
takes Jimmy Johnson to the John.
So you can see what my life has been like. My thoughts are restraining order so that someone doesn't beat you up.
Right. We're used to those in the family, you know, like, or, you know.
But I guess in the classier circles,
Mm-hmm.
the restraining order just prevents Rick Ware Racing from selling, leasing, or taking any other action regarding the charter in
Right.
question.
Because actually, didn't
For a few
Daryl Hall
days.
do that to John Oates?
Yes.
Because we were like, really?
like,
John
Dar-
Oates is going to beat up Daryl Hall over the music?
I think
And-
John Oates could beat up Daryl Hall.
Oh, totally.
Daryl Hall John
Yeah.
Oates is in better shape.
Yeah, he is.
I think he could
I think
beat
he
him up.
definitely is. I think he is too.
I think he is too.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on
Yeah.
with that. So
Okay.
stay tuned for that.
So there's
Now-
there's no like
so
You
no,
saw
there-
Deliverance. Now watch Rick Ware.
Rick Ware Racing.
with a chainsaw.
You know what? Honest to God. Every time.
Could I be the dude from Police Academy? Since I don't have my sound drop set up, I'm just going to do them all by mouth. Like, I'm like, well, the chainsaw.
You know what? Okay. Every time, if you're drinking at home and you're watching this, every time I try to pick up my thing and take a drink, but John makes me laugh, so I have to put it down. Take a shot.
Take a shot.
And then you'll be wasted by the end of the show.
Yeah, we'll make a new drinking game out of us.
Right. That'd be fun.
We'll have HRF shot glasses. We'll send them.
Hey, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, come on. We got to go. Okay.
All right,
Josh Balicki will be driving the number 66 for the 66 Garage. And guess who his sponsor is going to be?
Blohicky.
I would love to. I can't wait. Everybody keep your eye on the 66 this weekend because the sponsor is Manscaped.
Oh, boy.
And I would like to see what that's going to be like on the car.
Jeez.
Hopefully there's no pictures.
Hope there's no pictures of a Manscaped down below.
Or even a chest would just be like a half hairy.
I hope it's just like the unit, like the shaving unit.
Oh, the unit?
Which could be like, oh.
You mean, okay, sorry.
You mean unit?
Oh, you mean like the let's just hope it's the logo.
Well, it's a unit for your unit.
Let's hope it's a logo.
Right.
Okay, and then Catherine Legg
needs a leg.
Her and ELF Cosmetics are teaming up.
Oh.
They're going to sponsor her for several starts in the Cup. Well, no, several starts in the Xfinity and a couple starts in the Cup, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, she's
cool.
going to race how many races? I can't remember what I said. I thought it might be 7 Xfinity races this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's going to race on April 19th at Rockingham Speedway.
That's awesome.
I know. And then she's going to be in Charlotte on the 24th for Xfinity.
Oh.
And then she's going to be back in Cup in June at the Mexico City race.
Oh, cool.
So girl
very
power.
Cool. Yeah,
girl
very
power.
nice. Very
go,
nice.
go, go. If you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friends.
No 90s.
Well, that's girl power.
Oh, that's
Spice
true.
Girls.
Yeah.
I loved the Spice Girls.
You did.
Okay, and will Denny do the hat trick? The triple play, the field goal.
It's
will
possible.
he make a third?
It's possible.
It's possible. 75th anniversary of Darlington Raceway and the Wood Brothers was this weekend.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
No, I'd put some money down on Denny. You know.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, let's go to Sexy Booth Talk. Who you like and why, and my picks.
Okay.
All right.
Sexy Booth Talk.
Sexy Booth Talk.
There we go.
It's
Let's
short.
go to the Sexy Booth Talk.
Yeah. You know what time it is.
Oh, you know what time it is.
This is the time where I tell you a couple of things that was said in the Fox NASCAR booth.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds kind of sexy.
Kind of.
They don't do it on purpose.
No, they don't.
We just take it and run with it.
We run and run some more.
I'm not going to run down who was in the booth because we don't have time.
We know who's up there. Let's just get to it.
First up, Boucher got a 2-for-1 there. The old twofer.
Ah, the old twofer. You can't go wrong. What a deal.
And then the last one.
Yeah. Yeah?
I got to control myself. Ready?
Okay.
Next thing you know, you pop up out of a hole and you're up against the fence.
That's my kind of hole.
And that's it for SPT tonight.
That's all we got.
That's all we got.
Aww.
That's how boring.
Aww.
That's how boring it was.
Hey, you know what?
I know. We got to go to who you like and why.
Are we going to go there right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You got the eyes on the clock, right?
Yeah, I got my eyes on the clock.
All right, let's go to Who Do You Like and Why? I'm going to fade out there.
You can play the whole song so I can dance.
Yeah, okay, I will.
Who do you like and why? Who do you like and why? We want to know who you're picking, so you better get to thinking. Who do you like and why? Who do you like and like and who do you like and like and who do you like and like and like and like and like?
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Last week, everybody picked Denny.
Yep.
This week, everybody's picking except for Scott. Scott's always my odd man out.
Yeah.
He really thinks of that.
Scott gets creative.
He does. Okay, first up is Tara.
Yep.
Who is picking Kyle Larson this week.
Kyle Larson.
Because Bristol is his favorite track, and after some terrible luck last week, he's going to be looking for redemption.
Agree. I have to agree with that.
I do too.
Yep.
Next up, Rose. Rose is like, maybe Kyle Larson. Why? Because Kevin Harvick predicted it.
Yeah.
So I think he did, though, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Okay.
I'll have to look at it. Okay, Jeff Jeff said, plain and simple, got to be Larson.
Yep.
All right.
All right. It's got to be.
Scott Curlis says.
Okay, Scott. I already know who you picked, but.
Right. He really likes what he's seeing out of RFK right now. Mm-hmm. And he sees no reason why they shouldn't continue to come through in regards to Bristol.
Yeah.
And he's going with Chris Buescher.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a good idea.
You all read my mind.
He's coming alive.
He is.
He's coming alive.
He really is. He really is.
He is.
I feel like I've gone through I feel like I'm like on a marathon and now I'm like.
I know.
Not
You're getting winded.
I am getting winded. Okay,
But your picks are coming up
my
next.
picks are coming up next. Why don't we do my picks?
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it here. Let me.
All right, no, get yourself ready. You're
All
good.
right, let's go.
Is it really the Food City 500?
I don't know. Maybe.
I wrote it down as such.
Look at the show notes. That's what you tell me all the time.
I do.
Why are you asking me that?
Okay, I wrote it down that way. I just hope I copied it right. But either way, we're at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Yeah.
And I got my brilliant picks for you.
Okay, let's get them.
All right, the brilliant picks are kind of boring because they're the usual.
Yeah.
Christopher Bell.
Yeah.
But still running hot.
Yeah, he is.
Scared me last week into thinking he might win.
Yeah.
This season is all about JGR.
Yeah, so
and
far.
no signs of stopping.
Nope.
His numbers have been great here, 4 races running, so watch for the 20.
Okay, I like that.
Chase Elliott's. Chase is always great at the last great Coliseum.
I hope so. He needs to be great.
He has finished in the top 10 in the majority of the races over the last 7 years.
Okay.
And he seems like he's warming up a little.
Yeah, he is getting a little hotter.
Yeah, so you'll
Yeah.
possibly see him running with the big dogs at the end of the race.
Who let the big dogs out?
And last but not least, and certainly should have been first,
Yeah.
Kyle Larson.
Yeah.
Come on, it's a no-brainer.
Yes.
I mean, if he doesn't win, he's going to finish top 3. His numbers here are,
They're like good Italian food
very few
with
finishes.
the perfect amount of cheese.
In his entire Cup Series career at Bristol, he's only finished outside the top 10 5 times. I mean, he is like lights out.
Yeah.
Next up, my bold picks. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready? Chris Buescher.
I like it.
Chris Buescher, I like how he's run lately.
Bushman.
The Bushman. In 2022, he won it here and he led 169 laps. Since then, he's had some great finishes, and I think it's time he shows up and closes it out.
Don't you think he should be the Bush car because of Buescher instead of like what's
Ross
his name?
Chastain?
Ross Chastain. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, maybe
Chris Bush.
that would be a great from a marketing standpoint.
That'd be for
though.
marketing.
For marketing, it's really smart.
Yeah.
But who are we to say?
Hey, what do we know?
What do we know?
What do we know?
Ty Gibbs.
Really?
Yes.
I saw this. I'm like, really?
I know, but I've got to pick people out. I've got to go beyond the scope. Got to go beyond the scope for this.
What's he showing you?
He is showing me that he has 2 single-digit finishes in his last 3 starts at Bristol.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he finally got a top 10 finish last week.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a JGR track.
Yeah.
Maybe he will do good.
Yeah.
I am hoping he does.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on 54. And last but not least, were you surprised to see this one too?
Yeah, I was surprised at this one too.
Really?
Yep.
This guy,
Bringing him up.
This guy has been doing great. Ryan Preece.
Yeah, he has been doing good
some
though, actually.
impressive finishes this season. 3 top 10s in a row. Well, not last week, but before last week, 3 top 10s in a row.
Yep.
He's got some top 10s here, but most of his numbers hover around 12th and 14th, so it's not like he's finishing 20th.
Right.
So, you know what? If you need a driver this week, give it up to the number 60.
All right.
He might have another great race and finish really well.
Yeah.
And then my honorable mention, Denny Hamlin.
Denny Hambone.
I cannot get out of here without
Denny
saying Denny Hamlin.
Hambone.
He is excellent at Bristol.
He's the man.
He's super hot right now.
Yes, he is.
I don't know if he can do it. I don't know if he can handle 3. I don't know.
If there's anybody who can handle 3,
That's true.
it's Denny Hamlin.
It's Dennis.
Come on.
It's Dennis
It'd be
Hamlin.
It's gonna be like Dennis. It's gonna be WWE in there if he
true.
can get it.
That's
People
true.
are gonna be so pissed and booing, and he's gonna
That's
be like
true.
Rick Rude and stuff, like playing it. Rick Rude.
Rick Rude. He's going to be like The Rock.
Yeah, he'll be like The Rock or.
I love it. I love it.
What's those old fan? What's that wrestler? Dusty Rhodes. Is he still wrestling? No, he's dead. Oh, sorry. No, is Dusty Rhodes, did he die? Yeah. A lot of them.
I think
a lot
he
of them
did.
have.
A lot of them do. I got a fly buzzing around. Okay, you know what?
Okay. All right.
Okay, let me run this down for you one more time.
All right.
It's okay. Ready?
Yep.
We have my brilliant picks are Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, and Kyle Larson. My bold picks are Chris Buescher, Ty Gibbs, and Ryan Preece. Honorable mention, Denny Hamlin. Okay?
Yeah.
Those are my NASCAR fantasy picks for Bristol this weekend, and I'm sticking to them.
Ooh, we got a little double music on here.
Ooh, we do. Whoopee whoopee. All right, I got a few minutes so I can run down a couple things.
Yeah.
I'm going to run down. Did I screw you up on that last one, John?
You did.
I did?
We practiced it like 13 times.
Well,
and
I said it.
You're like, and I'm supposed to start that graphic on when she says the word time. And
Yeah.
you said time. And you're like, okay, you ready? And I'm like, yeah, you said time, so it's already going.
Well, how did it look?
You were a little off.
Because then I got nervous.
You did. So I thought maybe because you made a figure, well, I started a little later on the graphic,
Right.
I'd speed it up a little bit.
Yes.
But you didn't. You went slower.
Next time that graphic will look a lot better, folks.
No, the graphic looks great.
No, I mean with me.
Yeah. It's too bad you can't have a live monitor of it. You know,
I
we're not that
know.
professional.
Damn it.
I mean, come on. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
But it's okay.
All right. Let me tell you who's first in the standings.
All right. Give me the first.
You want to guess? Give.
Willie Byron.
Yes. Willie Byron.
Willie B.
Is still first.
Playing it hard, Willie B.
Denny Hamlin is now second.
Denny Hambone.
Christopher Bell is third.
I like it.
Chase Elliott is fourth. Tyler
Wow.
Reddick is fifth. Kyle Larson is sixth.
Wow.
Ryan Blaney seventh. Bubba's eighth. Bubba needs to have some better finishes.
Oh, but the fact that he's eighth is pretty good.
That is good.
Yeah.
And Joey Logano was ninth, which I'm surprised because like you hardly ever see him at the end.
Yeah, it's true.
Alex Bowman is dropping down. He's down to 10th.
Yeah.
Chris Buescher is 11th. Ross Chastain is 12th. Ryan Preece is 13th. Chase Briscoe 14th. Kyle Busch is 15th. And rounding out the 16, if NASCAR were to end today, these 16 drivers would go to the playoffs as AJ Allmendinger.
Wow.
I know. A few names in there that didn't make it in the end last year. So that's a pretty cool thing.
Remember how bad Alex Bowman was doing last year to Chicago? He won that race. He came alive like mid-year.
really did.
So
He really did.
the fact that he's hanging in tough at the beginning of the year now is a good sign.
Absolutely.
So,
It is a good sign.
It's early yet.
It is. Truck Series returns this weekend. We will have Truck Series, Xfinity, and Cup at Bristol, which is exciting. So Friday night, get your gear on.
Yep.
Practice is at 3:35 for the Craftsman Truck Series. Is on FS2. Qualifying is at 4:40 for the Truck Series, also on FS2. We've said that. Who has FS2? And the Truck Series will be the Weather Guard Truck Race at 7:30 p.m. EST
Get your Rick Ware truck racing underwear.
on FS1. FS1.
That's a tongue twister.
That is a tongue twister. You did really good there.
Let's talk about the weather.
I'm not done running down Saturday and Sunday.
Let's talk about the weather.
All right, talk about the weather.
No, I'm just kidding. Keep going.
Okay. Practice for the Xfinity is 11:30 on Saturday on the CW app. Qualifying is at 12:35 on the CW app. And practice for the Cup is on Prime at 2 o'clock. Qualifying is at 3:05, also on Prime.
And if you missed that, you can watch the replay on Prime.
Yep. And at 5 o'clock Saturday night is the SciApps 300 on the CW.
Yeah.
The Xfinity.
Yeah.
And last but not least, the Food City is the Food City 500. by the way.
That is the Food City.
The Food City 500 is at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on FS1.
Believe it or not, we've been to a Food City.
Oh, we used to love the Food City.
Yeah.
It was one of our favorite grocery stores.
Didn't I get sick on something there, though? Clams?
you?
I got a clam.
Oh my God, John, if I had a nickel for every time John got random clams and didn't feel good after eating them,
it's like horrible.
Yeah.
You'd be rich.
I'd be rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
got those mahogany clams at one time up in New York, remember?
Yeah.
And we went to the field days and you were
Yeah.
like, we gotta go.
I gotta go.
We gotta go.
There's a clam trying to get out.
Right. It wasn't, you haven't been violently ill.
No.
Just gotta lay down ill.
Yeah.
So next
Which
week,
is usually like every day now.
that's pretty much every day.
Yeah.
we are off on Easter, which is the 20th. So 1 week from today, next week there's no show.
No, we got a week off.
We got a week off.
Yep.
But
so 2 weeks from tonight we'll be back.
2 weeks from tonight is the 24th, and we will be back to recap Bristol and to go over Talladega.
Yeah.
Talladega's coming up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know.
All right. You're interrupting my weather now.
What's the weather, John?
The weather for the race. It's going to be 63 degrees at
I'm
Bristol Motor
asking.
Speedway
That's
with
what I'm
40,
saying.
got a little bit of humidity, 5-mile-per-hour winds, 20% precipitation. Probably ain't going to happen.
How much precipitation?
20%. It's not,
I think they say that. They don't mean it.
Yeah. 49% humidity, I think that says.
That's not bad.
My glasses are a little. Yeah, 49.
I
yeah.
hear that there's a chance that it could get the truck series could get rained out tomorrow.
Oh.
Because Bristol's not far from us, right? What,
No.
like 5 hours or something? And we're getting rain tomorrow, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a little ways.
Is it?
Well, it's not. Yeah, maybe 6.
That's true.
No, it's
No,
got to
you're
be
right,
6.
you're right.
It's got to be
Oh.
at least 6 hours. Something like that. Yeah.
That's true, but I think this whole region is going to be cloudy and
Yeah.
rainy.
Cloudy, rainy.
Cloudy and rainy.
Cloudy, rainy, and fun.
I don't know about fun,
Yeah,
but maybe.
it could be.
So there's only a few races on at Fox, going to Prime, then going to TNT Max, and then we're off to USA and NBC, and then it's going to be over, and then we're going to be buying turkeys for Thanksgiving, and then putting up the Christmas tree, and then we'll go, oh my God, it's 2026. Where did 2025 go?
Can you believe it? Is what we're gonna say.
We are going to.
Yeah.
And we say this, and if you've been watching us, we say it all the time.
Yeah.
The world is spinning, and we're
Spinning faster.
spinning faster, and we're at the mercy of time.
Light them up, folks.
So make the best of the time you have.
Absolutely.
Don't sit there and be sad. Don't be miserable. Don't do nothing. Do something.
Fine, I won't. All right, I get it.
I won't.
I won't. I'll try.
Try to do something fun. Be
Release
happy.
that.
Release the
that spoon.
Kraken.
Release the Kraken.
Try to do something in life that's fun, that makes you happy. Be happy.
Be happy.
If you're in a relationship where you're miserable, get a
out.
divorce. Get out. Do not stay in a miserable
Run.
relationship. Run, walk,
Run.
fly, do something. Get out. Break up. Get a divorce. I don't advocate for that stuff, but you know what? Be happy.
As long as, yeah.
I'm
absolutely.
not getting a divorce, just so you
No.
know. I'm not
I'll see you later.
saying that. You're like, speak for yourself.
Speak for yourself. Oh, thank you, honey. I'll be on my way.
All right. Do we have anything else to talk about?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
We were going to say something about 1923, though,
What?
because, it's kind of racist. And we
Well,
realized
yeah.
something tonight, because, when you were little...
You're going to say this?
Yeah, I'm going to say it.
Okay.
Well, they were looking for, if you watched the show,
Yes.
they called Indians crows.
Yeah, like the white men who were married to the Indian women.
They were called crows.
They were like him and his crow, and
Right.
they called the Indian woman crow.
Yeah, we're looking for...
Native American. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, Native
yeah.
American.
Right, but they were calling them crow.
Right.
Because we're not, you're part Indian.
Right.
You got Indian. She's got Indian.
Yes, on my dad's side.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So then we were like, we were eating dinner tonight, and I almost choked on my food, because I was like, remember that old man who used to call you a fat crow?
I had a friend. We were the same age, but his dad was substantially older.
And racist.
Yes.
Yes.
And he used to say to
Hey,
his son,
Hey, who's
What's-
that fat crow? What's that fat crow want?
he'd call me a fat crow.
And I'm like-
I could never understand why he called me a crow.
Right. And I just thought, wow, that's kind of weird. And that just all these years, because I've known you for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, you used to call her fat crow. That's kind of, wow, what a weird, and I never
Weird.
knew what it was.
Well, I'm thinking the
I know what a
bird,
crow is.
right? The bird.
Like, why would he call her a fat bird? I'm like, oh my God. After seeing 1923,
Yes.
I was like, oh my God.
Yes.
He was calling you a fat racist name.
He was racially slurring me.
Yes.
I can't believe it.
Wow.
I know. It's shocking. I mean, I don't care. I'm not offended.
No.
But I'm just shocked that I'm this old.
Yeah.
Okay, and this happened when I was in like 6th, 7th grade.
Right. But
and
still.
it's been that long.
Yeah.
That I just thought,
That's
But
just, I don't
it's
know.
weird. It's
Yeah.
weird. I
Very
know.
weird.
I don't
Very
know
weird.
Why, I don't know why we.
That was the only thing I had on the notes,
I'm
show
sharing
notes,
that
is
with you.
about sharing that, because we share that stuff.
we
don't
do
care.
share that stuff. It's
Yeah.
really interesting.
But I just, when I saw that on the show, I'm like, they called them crows? Like,
I
didn't,
know.
I was like,
that doesn't make any sense either.
Right.
But
Well,
nothing makes sense.
Nothing makes sense. But I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So Anyways.
It's crazy.
Yeah, just a weird little thing.
Sometimes I look a little more Indian than other times.
She does.
But, you know.
She's my Indian girl.
I am.
I'm an Indian girl. She's an Indian outlaw.
I always wanted to do the DNA thing, and but I'm afraid to give my DNA away because then they're gonna clone me, and they're gonna like use me for body parts or something.
Yep.
Because I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I don't know what they're gonna do with my DNA.
Yeah.
I've watched too many mysteries. Your DNA ended up at this crime scene. How is that possible? I was never even there. Well, someone broke into the lab and stole it. Now I'm framed and I'm sitting in a jail cell.
Yeah. And then you know what could happen to, and that didn't that like 23andMe, like they went bankrupt.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
So hello, folks. Anybody who sent their stuff to 23andMe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know.
You know. The only thing I worry about is AI is going to take over. We all know AI is taking over.
We all know that.
That's why Holly's like, she works with AI too in her job. So she's like, always says, be nice to the AI so they'll remember you.
I do. I always say when I have to ask it things, I'm like, hi.
Thank you. Hi,
can
sweetie.
you please da-da-da? And then they're like, and I actually compliment it. I say, wow, that was an excellent suggestion. Thank you.
Please remember me when the end of the world.
Exactly. Because when it all comes down, I'm going to be friends with Skynet.
Yeah.
It's not going to go against me.
I'll be back. Yeah, you know.
But anyway, you know what? We've overstayed.
We've
our
overstayed.
welcome. We have. You know, anybody who's hung out with us, thank you for hanging this long.
Hey.
Honest to God,
Yeah.
I don't know what got into me tonight.
Yeah, it was
Second
fun.
win. It was
We
like
had a good
coffee.
time.
We had some caffeine
We had
today.
some caffeine
we never
today.
drink caffeine anymore.
Just a little bit.
We had a little bit today, and
Yeah.
that's where we're like,
I'm trying not to get back to it, but you know,
know.
just a little bit. You gotta have a little bit, you know. Yeah, gotta do what you gotta do.
you gotta have some vice.
Yeah.
Okay, so
All right.
you know what? Everybody wash
All right.
your hands.
Wash your hands.
Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful 2 weeks. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Christos Voskresē.
Christos Voskresē.
And everybody have a wonderful Easter and Palm Sunday. And I'm going to see you afterwards.
Enjoy the race.
Enjoy the race. Enjoy the week off.
Yes.
Stay healthy.
Stay healthy.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
And race on.
And race on.